Looks like we have a guest visitor here. Hey, Susanna, how are you? And hello, South Florida. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Real Estate Show, our Mondays on a Mission edition of the Real Estate Show, which brings you all things real estate here on our show. We are here live Monday through Friday. That's right. We're here 5 days a week, 5 p.m. live on the Eastern Coast time, and 5 different ways that you can join and partake in the real estate show. You can join us on our AM station where we started this show 22 plus years ago, AM 1470 here in the South Florida area. Also on the FM dial at 96.9, 95.3. And that's on the FM radio stations. Also on the apps that you can download. These are free apps. You can just download the app in your Apple store, the Android store, whichever one you go to. Just look for iHeartRadio, TuneIn, radio.com, a whole bunch of them, including WWNN has their very own app. So you can download the WWNN app. And as long as you're here at 5 o'clock, you'll listen to yours truly. Otherwise, you can listen to this radio station directly the whole time. And it is a financial network, so you got lots to learn. But when it comes to real estate, it's right here, 5 o'clock, that you can listen to us. Now, you can also find this radio show streaming live on our website at automaticlandlord.com. That's automaticlandlord.com. And there you can listen to us live streaming at 5. But you can also download anytime. You can go there. You can either listen to the archived version on demand. You can download the podcast version, take us with you offline. So Automatic Landlord, great place to find this radio show and a whole bunch of other information. Plus, you can also watch us on our Facebook Live, as Susanna is right there, and I see Erica, and I see a bunch of other folks here that join us here on a regular basis on our Facebook. And if you don't have a Facebook page, no worries. All you have to do is go to facebook.com/The Real Estate Show, all one word, and you can join us here and start to learn, just like Susanna just typed in the text there. Yes, ready to learn. And on our Facebook, you can also interact. You can ask questions. You can say stuff. And either during the show or during the break, I always like to have a little bit of interaction with our folks on the Facebook side of things. So last week, we talked about the fearless first-time home buyers. And we've been talking about taking the fear out of home buying, taking the fear out of real estate as a whole, because I'm going to tell you that we're at a particularly interesting time to be buying real estate. In fact, I just came across some very interesting new information that might actually make buying real estate just a little bit easier. One of the big players just decided or just announced that they are now pulling back from their buying because of their challenges of getting construction materials, getting construction labor, that they have a backlog of properties that they bought to buy, fix, and flip. So therefore, they're taking a breather on the purchasing. Now, this was an easy way to buy real estate. And so if you've got real estate and you're saying, oh man, I wanted to sell my real estate that easy way, we'll do it. We'll do the same thing. We'll do exactly the same thing. All you have to do is text us and we'll be able to get you the same kind of information. In fact, we probably have actually a more nimble, more active investor base than the big guys do. They're out there in such a large mass that they're cherry picking and not very flexible, whereas we can often tailor something. So today and this entire week, we're going to start talking about the VIP program, which we announced last week, but now we're going full force in there. And if you want to get information about what our VIP program, well, each day we're going to kind of break down one more step, one more level of the VIP program. This is something for buyers or sellers. There's not an easier way. There's not a better way to buy or sell real estate, and skip a lot of the expensive costs, a lot of the hassles of showings and open houses and everything can be done directly through the VIP program. Now, if you're a fearless first-time home buyer, or even if you still have the fear, you weren't able to attend one of our workshops, then you too want to get the information for the VIP program, because we're helping. And it's really neat to see the list grow of the folks that we can now help, who thought they didn't have the credit, thought they didn't have the down payment, thought they didn't have the income to, and maybe they were turned down by the large box banks, but we're getting them approved. We're getting them on the road, on the path to home ownership. So that's kind of really cool. And so you'll definitely want to stay with us throughout this entire week. And I'm going to talk about a word that's become very vogue lately is the term house hacking. And as I grew up, hackers were the bad guys, right? They were the people on the internet that would hack into your computer, steal your information. Now they've gotten so bad is that they're now, stealing your information and charging a ransom for it. But so hacking used to be a bad thing, right? Today, hacking is the shortcut. It's the good thing. And so they coined a phrase, which at first when I heard it didn't sound like music to my ears, but when I understood what they meant by it, I find it to be very interesting. In fact, it's something that we've been kind of doing and employing in our real estate investing. It's sort of a new tag on an old way of doing things, but now with things like Airbnb being more popular, the whole Uber concept of third-party remote working and sort of the gig economy, the idea of house hacking, which is a way of buying a piece of real estate and then renting part of it out. Now, part of it could be in terms of square footage. Part of it could be in a certain amount of time. I know someone who's house hacking a vacation rental. They live in it in the off season, and then they pack their stuff up and go live with a relative during the in season. And what they make in the season pays the mortgage for the entire time. So they're essentially living for free. So it sounds like an inconvenience to pack your stuff up and move out for part of the year. But maybe it's not such a bad thing if you have that kind of flexibility. Not everybody's cup of tea, of course, and especially, if you have an established family unit, that's one thing. If you're single, then it's pretty easy to do that, and that's pretty cool to do. So, here's how it really boils down to, for many people out there wanting to buy a house. And I want to help more people to do exactly that. And if you've got everything, if you got 850 credit scores, you got all the down payment in the world, you have your choice of doing things. But there's a lot of people that don't have anybody to work with. And that's where we come in with the VIP program. Because for many people wanting to buy a house, raising the down payment is a challenge. Covering the closing costs is another layer of challenge on top of that. And all of those things could be barriers to entry, not to mention what, as I mentioned before, the credit report, the income verification, getting through the filters and all the hurdles that a traditional mortgage from a traditional bank will require. So I love this, scared as, and then it's got the symbols, but I'm working with a lender. Good. And if that doesn't work out, then let us know, because the VIP program is a whole new approach. And the nice thing about it is that it sort of blends in some traditional financing where it's applicable, where we can help to repair and fit you into it. But if not, we have private investors that put up the money to help buy a house. And there's all sorts of really neat ways to put a deserving, wanting home occupant together with a fair investor, and everybody wins. It's truly a win-win situation. So, and while investing in a single family house is probably one of the most dependable ways to build generational wealth. That's right. If you know people who have been buying houses and they've taught their kids to buy houses and they've taught their kids to buy multiple houses, it truly, truly is a way to build generational wealth. Most think of building equity in real estate, though, as a long, slow, arduous process. Well, if you were listening to the radio show last week, you know that I gave you the example of two twin brothers that were renting $1,500 a month in a $200,000 value house. One brother stayed a renter while he was trying to save up more money to put on as a down payment. The other brother took his first, last, and security and used it as a down payment. That's all. It's all you needed. If you can afford to rent, you can afford to buy. Guaranteed. I'll show you. If you are, remember the three things. If you are coachable, cooperative, and committed, I will show you exactly how you can own your own home with as little as first, last, and security, and even sometimes less than that. And if you were one of the attendees at our Fearless First-Time Homebuyers workshop last week, you would have gotten a good insight into some of the Homes for Heroes programs we have, some of the down payment assistance programs that we have. And all of this, you can learn about all of this now in our new combined report and the process, which we call our VIP Homebuyer System. And what's really neat is, like I was saying, those two brothers, one didn't buy and one did buy. 1 year later, and this is today's actual economic figures. I remember I said that inflation was just announced to be 8% for the last 12 months. And you guys are feeling it. You've seen the gas pump prices go up. You've seen groceries go up. Everything across the board has gone up. Construction materials, even more. Real estate, of course, even more. And so 1 year later, the renter is still paying rent, probably got a rent increase notice, because even the huge players like Invitation Homes and just about every single landlord that I know of is raising their rents. However, and this is the big however, the inflation is also eating up your salary. That means that the same salary that you get today, if you didn't get an increase, and if you got a 3% cost of living increase, you're still 5% behind the 8% inflation rate. But I also told you that real estate in the same period grew 15%. So remember, renting brother A just got a rent increase notice, spent $1,500 a month for 12 months, and has zero equity built up, while his twin brother took the same first, last, and security, went and bought a property, the same value, same quality house, $200,000, but 15% 1 year later, he has a property worth $230,000. In other words, he put down 3 months, 1,500 times 3 is 4,500. And he now, on top of his $4,500 equity, he has another $30,000 in appreciation. So he's got practically $35,000 versus his other brother, who still has not even first anymore. Now he's just got last in security. And so it just shows you that real estate is a much quicker, more sound. And think about this. If you had inflation of 8%, and you had appreciation in real estate of 15%. Some people are saying, oh, real estate is crazy. It's going out of control. You can't sustain 15%. And mind you, you won't sustain 15% over the long haul, because real estate appreciates approximately 5 to 7% year over year, averaged out over the last 100 years. But think about this. Real estate went up 15%, inflation went up 8%. So how much did real estate grow in relationship to inflation? Just 7%, which is actually fairly sustainable. And it's real estate revealing itself as the excellent hedge against inflation that it is known to be. So this is my advice to all of you out there. If you're on the fence, then maybe it's worth a phone call. Maybe it's worth texting the letters VIP to 561-861-2366. That's 561-861-2366, and start the process of learning how, why, and when you should be buying a house. Got all those answers for you. Just text VIP to 561-861-2366, and that'll start the process. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, hear a few words from our sponsors. When we come back, I'm going to talk more about this concept of house hacking and how we're going to develop this throughout the rest of the week, and why this might be a very interesting way, and why right now might be the right time for you to get into the real estate market and jump on a very interesting technique that's helping people to lead the way and discount real estate even in an appreciating market. So you're listening to The Real Estate Show. My name is Eric Willner. Don't touch that dial, because we will be right back. Hey, Susanna. So, Simi, why so scared? Tell me what is your biggest worry there? And now, Susanna, that's interesting. A 1-1, of course, you want to get something that suits your lifestyle, your size, and your needs. The question I have for you, you're asking me about a co-op. Co-ops are a little bit different. That's a concept that's very common in New York. It's a bit harder for financing, that your options are limited, because in a co-op, what you're really doing is you're buying shares in a corporation, and the corporation, which owns the real estate, you own a share of the corporation. So it's a different way of owning real estate. Didn't take off tremendously here in Florida, although there are a number of places. And as you can imagine, South Florida being sort of a suburb of New York is why you see that. But own real estate. It's my recommendation. I don't make a lot of money. That's right, and that's a very good point, Simi. That the same scenario that I was talking about, the two twin brothers, that even though you're saving. In fact, I'm going to talk about that, and when we come back on the air, that's a great point. And welcome back. For those of you just joining us here, you're listening to The Real Estate Show, South Florida's #1 program about real estate, America's longest running daily radio show with over 22 years of nonstop, uninterrupted broadcasting. Didn't take a break during the Great Recession, didn't get knocked off the air like a lot of other radio shows. In fact, I remember that back in, we weren't the first. There was actually another real estate radio show before this one, and that one didn't last. And but we are the longest. We are the second radio show about real estate, and we focused on a different aspect of real estate. What we call the simple and safe approach to buying income-producing real estate. And over the years, hey, Simone. And what we focused on is, the fundamentals, and this is what's really important, because day in, day out, real estate will go up, real estate will go down. And these safe and simple approach have outlasted the Great Recession, the Great Pandemic. And through the years, we have been helping both first-time home buyers become fearless, having investors become fearless in their investing, and help a lot of people, in fact, build a lot of equity over the years. So I was talking during the break on our Facebook page that broadcasts this radio show live. And one of our listeners there, Simi, was telling me that, she's been saving up. And this is, I can't tell you how often I hear exactly the same situation. And that's why, the importance of the VIP program that we're talking about is actually exactly because of that situation. What was the situation? Across the country, millions of people are trying to save up to buy real estate. Pretty much across the board, people will agree that real estate is one of, if not, in my opinion, the best. Real estate is the best investment that you can make out there. It's been proven. Look around. All the big banks own real estate. All the big insurance companies own real estate. Everyone who has money owns real estate. In fact, more millionaires have been created through real estate than any other investment vehicle out there. And here is the fallacy that many financial advisors will tell their clients: yeah, go ahead, save up, put 20% down so that you don't have to pay PMI, or put 10% down because that you'll qualify for more programs. Well, there are many not well-known programs that cater to people with smaller down payments, and some of them regardless of credit. And so here's what happened. The exact example. If I save up 10% of, if I want to put 10% down, but I can't save that whole amount in 1 year, but I increase my savings by 10% of what I make. But real estate goes up 15%, then all you're doing is that you're going to be on this forever savings program, and your savings will never catch up to be the down payment that you want it to be. And I have heard, I'm going to tell you, I can't even count anymore how many people that I have spoken to who were saving up and now are even giving up because they said, listen, I saved up, an extra $3,000, but the house went up $30,000. That $200,000 house that I gave you as an example. Renter paid his $1,500 a month rent, paid $18,000 for rent the whole year. Didn't have any extra money to save because he was paying rent. Twin brother paid the same in his mortgage payment because it's cheaper today with these historical low interest rates. It's actually cheaper in many cases to buy than it is to rent. And let's just say that they had the same $1,500, the exact same thing. They're living the exact same quality $200,000 house. Renter at the end of 12 months paid out $18,000 and has zero to show for it. Meanwhile, his brother took the same first, last, and security. Now he's got equity of the $4,500 that he put down, and he's got 30% or $30,000 in appreciation, the 15% of 200,000. And that's why I'm saying, if you find out a way that you can buy a house with what you have right now, by all means, do it, and do it now. I'm going to tell you that a year from now, real estate will be more valuable than it is today. I don't know whether it's going to be 8%, 15%, or whatever percent. But I know two things: that real estate is an excellent hedge against inflation. And inflation is not only here, but it's here for a while, because not only are we in a situation where we've got a lot of money being artificially printed and pumped into the economy, we've got all these incentives and these $1 trillion programs that are right now floating this market and I'm going to even say inflating this market, which is why we have this inflation. That now we've got a problem with inflation. So your dollars, the same $1,500 that you started the year paying that rent, is not the same $1,500 it is in the number, but not in its purchasing power, right? Go to the gas pump, go to the grocery store, go to Home Depot, and try to go buy a house. And that's why I'm saying the same thing is going to happen. 2022 is going to be very much like 2021. In fact, there is no end in sight right now. If you think about it, the government is doing everything to prevent any kind of a blip on the horizon. Even the foreclosure moratorium all those people, and you can go back a year ago and listen to one of my shows a year ago or more. And I was telling everybody here on the air, there ain't gonna be a foreclosure tsunami. 60% of the people that were in forbearance got off forbearance voluntarily. Proof that I was right, that we had stronger borrowers in place than we did back in 2008. Back in 2008, Fagamir, get a loan. For the last 10 years, they were cherry picking who was getting loans and who could qualify for a mortgage. Got stronger people in place. We got a strong economy. We don't have enough laborers to fill the jobs right now. And so as a result of this, I'm telling you that, I'm glad Steamy is saying I feel much more confident. And that's why we've been doing this series. Now, because of the response that we got at our last Fearless First-Time Homebuyers, we have now set the new date, but it's not going to be for an entire month. And that's so that we can give the right attention and process all of the folks that came to our first webinar. But if you still want to get information, and I recommend, don't wait another month to come to our next Fearless First-Time Homebuyer. In fact, I'll do this. For anyone who does sign up to get the information for the VIP, so just text the letter VIP to 561 561-866-2366. That's 561-861-2366. Text VIP there. Not only will I go ahead and send you all the information about our VIP program and how it could help you, but I'll also put you already on the list. I'll already reserve your spot for the November 16th edition of our free workshop, talking all about the down payment programs, talking all about the Homes for Heroes and the special mortgage programs that we have that are in place right now. And who knows what'll be going on in by the late November. Some of these programs may have used up a lot of their down payment assistance. So don't wait. Take advantage of this offer right now. 561-861-2366. Plug that into your phone. Save it. That's 561-861-2366. Just text the word VIP and the rest will happen automatically. Anyway, the music is in my ear. That's it for today's radio show. We got a lot more for you for the rest of the week. We'll be talking more about the concept of house hacking and how you can benefit from not only getting into real estate, but from how you can make money with your equity and the possible income from different aspects of your real estate. So that's it for today. This is your host, Eric Willner. Thank you again for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Same place, same time. Until then, drive safe, wash those hands, and make it a great day. Bye-bye. That's a wrap. I'm glad that made you feel better, Simi. That actually made my day today. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. That's my other conference call going, so I'm going to jump from there to there. Anyway, I want to say thank you for all of you. Remember, please give us a like. I appreciate the thumbs up, the hearts, and for sure, share this on your Facebook page. Let more people know that this is available and there's great information for them out there in the marketplace right now. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. The stream.